Yes guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the interview that I did for EA on their Twitch channel. However, before the video does start, be sure to like the video, comment down below what you want to see next, and subscribe if you are new. I do record these videos live on Twitch, link in the description and on the screen now, www.twitch.tv/LisaManley15. So let's get into the interview. A little disclaimer, this was done about, I think, 2 weeks ago now. It was for the Women's Invitational, which was a tournament set up by EA that allowed pro FIFA players and pro footballers that are female to compete for a tournament on International Women's Day, I think it was. So yeah, it was an interview that I did after I won my first game 4-0. I didn't end up showing it in the last video because otherwise it would have been such a long video. So I thought I would do it separately. I just gave my thoughts on the game and overall about how how great the tournament was. So yeah, I thought I would just show you, give you an insight of what I said. I think I was a little bit nervous. I don't think I was as nervous as I normally am for an interview. Normally when I do an interview live to thousands of people, bearing in mind there was 30k people watching, normally I'm really nervous, talk really fast, sort of like I am now, but worse, and go a bit red. So do let me know whether you think I look nervous or whether you think I was alright. But yeah, let's get into the interview.
I feel like this US side are so ruthless and they just keep going. They just want to score as many goals as they can. And right there, Ali Krieger. We'll say congratulations to Ali, who's just adopted a baby girl.
Well, there we go, guys. First quarter final done and dusted. Sam, you were just saying that the USA team is super strong. Well, Lisa Manley's USA team is super strong because obviously a 4-0 defeat there for Lisa Manley over Charlotte Steggles. But I'm going to say, in Charlotte's defence, that was pretty good going. She was up against a pro there in the form of Lisa Manley, who was first woman to sign with a FIFA organisation. So she has skills, and in 5 years' time, she wants to be a super recognisable woman in the world of esports. So what did you make, girls? Firstly, I'll come to you, Fran, of commentating your first ever FIFA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's quite fast, so you have to try and keep up. But yeah, I think obviously Lisa showed her qualities in terms of obviously being a pro. But like you said, I think it was good from Charlotte to keep it lower. Obviously she had chances as well. She had one at the corner and then one when I think when press went through at one point. So it could have been a little bit different if she scored from the corner right at the beginning of the second half. But yeah, I mean, you can see that Lisa has been playing for a long time and she knows the best way to play, and that is just to pass the ball and move the ball quickly, a bit like, in a game situation. So yeah, I think she started off strong and she started off showing what she's going to bring to this tournament for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sam, they don't make it easy for you, do they? No, your first FIFA tournament as a commentator, 2 Team USAs. I mean, that was quite something to get your head around, wasn't it, in the first ever tournament you were commentating on?
I mean, it's like Alex Morgan losing the ball to herself, to Alex Morgan. So quite an interesting one to get to grips with. But USA are ruthless, and like we just saw there, Lisa being ruthless. And I think a great performance. And we saw her style of play straight away. Quick footwork, keeping possession, keeping the ball, 72% in the first half. I mean, yeah, fair play. I mean, Charlotte had to be very resilient to just try and block anything coming her way.
Yeah, Fran, I guess what would you have said if you had the chance to say to Charlotte at half-time when she was actually only 2-0 down there? What kind of mentality or team talk would you girls have in the dressing room then?
Get the next goal. Obviously, that's really important when you're 2-0 down. I think when you go in at 2-0 down, it's not so much stress because if you get the next goal, then kind of anything can happen. But definitely try not to concede again, and just try and keep in it as much as possible. But obviously, it's a different situation when you're out on a pitch to FIFA, because obviously you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think if Charlotte got the goal just after half time, I think maybe it would have spurred her on a little bit to go and get another one. But yeah, obviously that didn't happen, so it was a tough day for her for sure.
No, we'll chat to both Charlotte and Lisa in a bit about their thoughts on that tournament. But Lisa, let's just talk about some more stats that we have on her. She qualified for the E-Premier League as well, which is a massive tournament. She was up there trying to qualify for the finals for both Fulham and Crystal Palace. So this is the quality. So these clubs, they have 8 players they take to the playoffs. So for her to be one of those, and for Charlotte to only let 4 goals in, I'm really impressed impressed with the quality of both these ladies on the pitch today. And I want to get their thoughts and see what they're at. But I guess, you said obviously you'd have picked the Lionesses. After watching that, would you have picked Team USA, Sam?
I mean, probably, yeah, if I'm honest. I think they're so highly rated in real life and the game, and you just saw in the game it just emulates their actual playing style. So I think probably if you want to do well, you've probably got to go for the US.
And after watching that, are you going, I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to get the controller out and start upping my game on FIFA because I can actually play and talk, I'm multi-talented?
I'm going to play with the US, have a cup of tea next to me and be scoring goals with Alex Morgan while sipping my tea. It's sorted, I've already planned it.
Absolutely. Well, the one thing I don't want to see is everybody playing with Team USA. I really hope we get a mixture of teams throughout this tournament just to spice things up a little bit and to make our life as commentary team over here a little bit easier because, guys, do please help us out. But let's have a reiteration of what is at stake today. Obviously, we have a £500 prize pot. £300 goes to the winner, £150 for the runner-up, and then we have £50 as well for the best goal of the tournament. And we want everyone at home to vote for which they think is the best goal of the tournament. And they can do that by going on Twitter and use the hashtag IWDI2021. Bit of a mouthful, it'll pop up later on the screen, and vote for your best goal. Okay, right, let's hear from our pro player right now. The winner of our first quarter-final of the Women's Invitational, Lisa Manley, is joining us. Lisa, congratulations there. Your first win under your belt. You made it look kind of easy. How was it to play, though?
To be fair, oh, my mic's muted.
Oh, you just muted yourself. You just muted yourself. She can't hear us. She's muted herself.
That is a 2021 thing.
Fran, this is what happens. Obviously, we're broadcasting from all over the place here. I think we'll try again. Lisa, you just muted yourself. We can hear you perfectly. Then you press that little button. Can we hear you now?
Hello?
Yes, bring you back. Go for it.
There we go. Yeah, I was quite nervous going into it. Obviously, being the pro, sort of being the favourite to win it. So I just had to try and get the first goal to put my nerves sort of down a little bit as such. And when I got the first goal, I felt like I was flying, just doing skill moves, keeping the ball as well, which was really, really good.
Fran, do you want to go on, ask her a question? You were commentating there. You must have something up your sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, when you were 2-0 up at half time and obviously Charlotte got the corner, how would you maybe have reacted if she had maybe scored from that corner? Like, do you think that maybe would have put a bit more nerves into? Because like I said earlier, when you go in 2-0, it's a bit of a scary scoreline because you know if they get the next goal, then it's going to maybe change the game a little bit. So how did you kind of settle down after them first few minutes?
Yeah, when it was 2-0 and she had the corner, I was quite nervous because obviously the girls are quite small. So obviously she actually got opportunity from it and almost scored. I mean, like you said sort of earlier, you have to try and get the 3-0 just to sort of cushion it a little bit. She almost actually did score and I was so thankful she didn't because it would have put a lot of pressure on me thinking if she gets another goal, it's 2-2 now. And so, yeah, I just had to keep fighting and keeping the ball just so I had the ball. So because obviously when you have the ball, they can't score. So I was sort of trying to just keep the ball. Obviously, like you said, I think it was like 72% of the ball. And I was just trying to wait for my players to make the perfect runs. And when they did, I found them. And luckily, I scored.
And I'm going to ask you, Lisa, as well, how important is it to be involved in a tournament like this and for tournaments like this to exist as well in this community?
I mean, yeah, to me, it means a lot because I've been trying for years now to try and showcase that women are just as good. So when I got the invitation, I was straight away on it. You know, I've been doing tournaments previously with ECL and I've been showcasing my ability in there and coming top 2 every time. Last one I actually won. So my aim is to just try and keep playing, improving and hopefully in the future get to like a bigger tournament like a Foot Champs Cup, for example.
Yeah, for sure. That's obviously like one of the big events, isn't it? On the FIFA scene, on the FIFA community. That's one to watch. But obviously, we don't know who you're up against next, but your aim for this competition is obviously to go all the way, right?
Yeah, my aim is to obviously try and win, but mainly for me, it's just literally to showcase our abilities as females, to showcase that we are actually here to play, really, and showcase our ability.
Well, you're doing that, and you did it in absolute epic fashion. You picked Team USA, though. Fran and I would probably go, you should have gone with the Lionesses. Why the USA?
To be honest with you,
she's saying about the girls being small, and then she didn't want me in there. That's why.
No, to be honest with you, I actually practiced previously for the tournament with England. I played, I think, 3 or 4 games against an NFG pro, He was USA, I was England, and as soon as I saw her be USA, I would just thought I've got to go with them to sort of match it, because obviously USA on here are really quite strong and physical. So I actually changed last minute, which for me I was quite nervous doing that, because obviously I've previously practiced, changed tactics, changed players and stuff like that, and then to change last minute was a big call. But it obviously worked. I won 4-0. So.
Shows you got a plan B there. That's what you need. Yeah, big decision. You got a plan B. You always need that. One final question. You obviously faced Charlotte Steggles there from Nottingham Forest, ladies. What did you make of her? She really put in a great display, didn't she, out there?
Yeah, a very good player. She obviously had a few opportunities in the game, and I was lucky enough for my keeper to save them, to be honest with you. But yeah, great player going forward, defending as well. I just got on the fortunate side of her.
Fran, we know you're quite good in the game. Are you want to take on Lisa anytime soon?
I'm all right, thanks. I'll stick to the commentating and saying things rather than being involved. But like I said in the commentary, you know, it's so hard when someone is just passing the ball all the time in a game like FIFA, because you can't get anywhere near them, you can't take it off them. And yeah, I think that is one of the biggest parts of the game that I think you see when you get to that next level, is how quickly people move the ball and pass the ball in a game like FIFA, because you can't tackle them, and then at the end of the day they just get a tap in at the end because they've passed it all the way down. So yeah, I think you saw a lot of that in Lisa's play, and that would drive me mad. I think I'd be throwing the controller by then.
We'd have a rage quitter there in Fran Kirby. Okay, we don't want that in our event, so she will stay for commentary for the time being. Lisa, congratulations, you are going through to our semi-final.
So that was the interview that I did for EA Sports FIFA on their Twitch channel. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to like the video, comment down below what you want to see next, and subscribe if you are new. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.